Hi everyone, it's Marcy. It is already November 14th and it's been over a week since I've done any vlogging. I apologize, but I am here to take a few minutes and catch everyone up on what's been happening with me. Um, Last time I checked in was on November the 4th, a Friday, and I was at 187.8. And I was happy about that because I hadn't seen the 180s previous to that for a while. But I hadn't been making as much progress that week as I'd hoped because I was coming down with a cold and felt yucky all week. And I had had Tom come early that week, so I was dealing with that too. Um, the day that I vlogged, that afternoon, one of my stepdaughters came home from school. She has been babysitting after school most nights and earning money, and she wanted to take me to a movie. So I said, that sounds like fun. And we went to see Paranormal Activity 3. And yes, I bypassed all the yummy theater popcorn and candy and drinks, even though she didn't. I just watched the movie and had a great time. But I did pick up some keto sticks on the way home. I haven't been making the progress that I had hoped on this round, and I thought maybe if I could just see that there were ketones in my system, it might encourage me a little bit. So as soon as I got home, um, I actually tested my ketones at that point, even though I should have probably waited until the next morning. But it was the same the next morning as it was the night before. It was about 10:30 on Friday night when I first tested it, and they were at 80. So that was very encouraging. And the next morning, I had a release of 1 pound. So that was the day that I actually came down with a full-blown cold and felt miserable. It was also the day that my sister, who really disapproves of my doing HCG, came to visit with her husband. They had bought a new car, and I hadn't seen it yet. And they came out to visit with the kids and to show us the new car. So, true to form, while they were here, she says, well, why don't we all go to the ice house for supper? Because it was dinner time. And kids are all jumping up and down, going, yeah, let's go to the ice house. Now, we live about 20 minutes outside the nearest city, and the Ice House is a restaurant in a neighboring town about 15 minutes away. And it has a really good reputation around here, but I had never been there before. Now, when she suggested this, of course, my boyfriend defers the question to me because I'm the one on the diet. And I looked at these four eager little faces and caved in and said, okay, we'll go. And of course, in the back of my mind, I am formulating a plan thinking, there must be a grilled chicken breast or grilled steak that I can have with a little bit of salad and just eat the lettuce and try and stay under my 500 calories, just not eat much. I get to the restaurant and my heart sinks when I'm reviewing the menu because I kid you not, everything on there is either a burger and fries or in some way is breaded and deep fried, even stuff in the salads. I did the best I could with the salad, but there must have been something hidden in there, like some starch or sugar or something that I wasn't aware of. Because the next morning, my ketones, despite having been 80 on Saturday morning, on Sunday morning, they were non existent. And it could have also been, of course, that I had not been feeling well and my body was retaining a little water, but I was at zero point 0.8. And at that point, there was no point freaking out about it, but I knew that in a few days with just normal VLCD that it would come off. But I learned a lesson that day. I should have just told my sister that I was back on the drops and that I, couldn't eat out, but that I would go and enjoy my time with all of them. I was just scared of what she was going to say because really, she does not approve at all. Um, but on Wednesday, I was down 1.4, which put me under what I was on Saturday. So I was glad about that. Then I had a goose egg on Thursday and Friday. And on Friday, it was November 11th. Here in Canada, it is Remembrance Day. I know it's Veterans Day in the States. So that is a holiday here, and most people are off work that day. Just so happens that we have an annual arts and crafts show in the city that is huge and I absolutely love. And I go to that show every year with that sister of mine and a mutual friend, and we just spend the time together hanging out and shopping and usually eating and just having a good time together. So, of course, we just had plans to go. And the show started about noon, but we decided to go about 2. And when we got there, this there were 3 entrances to this building, and each one of them, I swear, had about 50 to 100 people at each entrance outside waiting to get in. So it was really, really busy. And somebody said, well, why don't we go for a drink first and then come back later? So I'm hoping that we're going to end up in a coffee shop. But no, we end up in Chili's. And here I am with my coffee. And on the table there are deep fried pickles. And there are tortillas with this nice warm spinach and artichoke dip. And I just told my sister and my friend, you know what? I'm taking HCG. I would love to partake of this with you, but as tempting as it is, I'm not able to at this time. So enjoy yourselves. Um, my sister actually didn't say anything negative, and my friend did ask a few questions about HCG, and I was explaining it to her. And both of them had actually commented prior to that how much weight I'd lost. So I was actually really pleased with that. But lesson learned. Sometimes it just pays to be honest and straightforward about it. Sometimes you might have to kind of skirt around the issue. But this was one of those times when I just should have said something. And I'm glad that I did. And yes, I did not have any of the appetizers. I did not have any of the chocolate chip paradise pie. I did not buy any fudge at the craft sale or caramel apples or popcorn or mini donuts. I just went to the craft sale. I had a good time. I bought a couple of things for Christmas presents. And then when I got home, it was about 8 o'clock. So I actually didn't eat dinner. I missed dinner, and I don't like eating after 8. I find it really doesn't work for my system. So I skipped supper that night, and on Saturday I was down 1.4. Yesterday, which was Sunday, I was down another 1.2, which put me at 183.6. That means that for the total round, as of yesterday, I was down 18.6 pounds. That's 12 pounds under my preload weight, which isn't a lot, but you know what? It is coming off. And it means that I have lost 40.2 pounds in total since I've started HCG in July. So it is working. Nobody said it wasn't going to be a bit of a challenge. And you know what? Even if it's not coming off as fast as I'd hoped, I'm just sticking with it until it does because it is working. Today I was up 1.4, and just as I said to myself, what? That can't be. I realized that I should take a look at my calendar, and yes, today I should be ovulating. So that is really normal for me. Again, it'll be gone in a couple of days. Really, my drops are doing great. I did contact the manufacturer, and they do not call them homeopathic. They say they are not homeopathic drops. They are vibrationally charged. And I'm still trying to wrap my head a little bit around the differences between homeopathic and vibrationally charged. I think I kind of understand it though. And they say that because you do not build up immunity to the vibrationally charged drops, that I can take them for as long as I wish. So I have decided to extend my round by about 10 days because Tom is going to be coming up again, and that lasts about 5 days for me, and I just kind of like to get that extra 10 days back if I can. So I'm going to keep going. And today is VLCD number 33 for me, so 12 pounds isn't really where I want to be. I'd like to lose some more. I'd like to be at least at 20 pounds lost under my preload. So that's kind of where I am at this point. Um, but I'm just really hanging in there, and I'm trying to keep encouraged. My ketones are still at 80. You know what? It took about a whole week for my ketones from that Sunday when they were down to nothing to get back up to 80. So, you know, it really goes to show you that cheating or eating things that you're not sure about really isn't a good idea. At least for me, it's not a good idea. I should say, at least for me. Some people may be able to do it without having that kind of repercussion, but I did. And it's not going to happen again. I'm just going to be honest and straightforward from now on. So, other than, sorry about that. Other than that, that's where I am, and I just hope everybody is having some great releases and that everybody is stabilizing easily and that maintenance is easy for everyone who is in P3. And I can hardly wait to get there at this point. So I hope everybody has a great day, and hopefully it won't take as long for me to check in next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.